Book marketing is a huge umbrella for possibility, variety, and for some, frustration. Although there are lots of things us writers can try to market or promote our books, it can be daunting to know where to start and whether or not our methods actually work. For a self-published author who does most of my promotion work alone, like many of you, it might always feel like a struggle, but I'm living proof that you can market, promote, and sell your books regularly. In recent months, I've been struggling a little with some of the social media platforms out there, because some of them have seemingly lost their effectiveness. This is a reality of modern day social media. These platforms tend to break and bend to certain trends or certain billionaires who are making strange decisions. So this has forced me to find other platforms and other ways and places to market my books for regular sales. In very recent times, my sales have started to become more regular again. And so, here are some free social media book marketing methods. Share a review quote with book cover art. You'll see me post on social media at least once a week about the importance of book reviews. They help us authors grow and reach potential new readers. They also serve as some great content to quote online and help sell more copies. In the past few weeks, I've shared some review quotes alongside a book banner and found some sales. Having any external kind of endorsement for a product creates a much better and genuine sense of trust than just saying buy my book, it is good. Now for those with just a few reviews or books released, might struggle with this in the early days because reviews might be few and far between, but reviews are gained over time. So the more time you spend published, in theory, the more reviews you should have. And even if those who just have a handful of ratings, you can always share that average Amazon rating instead. Seeing those stars beside a book always looks quite good on social media. Adjust your book prices and shout about it. Quite often, I'll make adjustments to my book's prices on Amazon in both paperback and digital, whether it is a significant discount or just a small price drop. This is worth mentioning to someone thinking they might be getting a bargain. And the same can be said for the other way also. Have you thought about raising your prices a little? Many readers won't go near a book that is perceived as, shall we say, cheap, or they consider it less value. Some people even consider value for money in a higher price, as it associates something with more quality. To me, a 200-plus page book will always be worth way more than just 99 cents, unless it's a one-off or short-term promo. It's also worth noting that mentioning this stuff on social media with the right terminology may incite someone to buy. Phrases like today only, limited time only, this kind of terminology works quite well. Share what your book is really about. Now this is a more of an outside-the-box method, but sometimes it takes more than a blurb, more than a cover, and more than a title to convey what your book is about in order to sell it. So you're telling me we've got to do more work than the work we've done? Sometimes in that regard, yes, but it's a good exercise. And many times I've shared online what my books are really about, reading between the lines of the detail of what's going on in your story. My debut novel, Open Evening, is a fast-paced high school creature feature horror, but it's also about the intricacies of social politics in an educational setting, while also being a semi-autobiographical callback to my formative years. My high school years weren't exactly the best, and I've put that in Open Evening. This may interest someone who perhaps has been through the same thing as me, and that may interest a lot more people than anything else attached to your book. If there is something within your words that hasn't been obviously shared, it could make for a unique outside-the-box selling point. Market yourself first. This leads to an important concept when it comes to social media. People want to know more about you as a person than your product before buying it. As they get to know you, they'll start to trust you. And this can only be achieved by being a genuine person online. And, of course, not just a book link sharer. From wishing people a good day to simply supporting others and sharing something fun, all of this stuff begins to turn the needle towards trust and success. I often see writers say that they don't have time to post personable stuff online, but to me, if you don't make time, you won't make much progress. Being an indie or self-published author presents us with such a wonderful opportunity to find readers on a personable level who can become our friends, and of course, on here, viewers, who become the good people I write for. Advertise a particular format to sell that format. Predominantly, I sell digital books, but that's mainly because I advertise in digital spaces with the link to my digital books. But I have noticed an uptick in paperback sales when I advertise predominantly paperbacks and use the paperback link. This has been a slight revelation for me, but online I found when advertising a particular format, that format then sold. So if you want to sell a particular format, share the specifics. Sometimes it can be just that simple. The link, the imagery, and even the preview page. From digital to audio, make sure you are specific. Spread out across platforms and post at different times. Threads, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and my blog are all different places I post content. This gives me an opportunity to spread a particular message at different times to ensure all of my following receives it. How did I get to this point? How did I get there? Well, like I always say, Rome was not built in a day, and I've built this up over many years. It started with a Facebook page, then Twitter came along, then my blog, and then for many years it was just those three main things. And over time, I've learned to manage each one and make little additions over that time. Having all these places to post content has given me opportunity to spread a particular message at different times to ensure all of my following receives it. Sometimes quantity is key here, and instead of just posting the same thing in one place, there is less guilt when you spread out. I have different followers on different platforms, and so this can be vital to finding readers, from a blog post exploring my book's inspirations to a selfie with my latest release. These things spread across social media at different times will help you get eyes on them. Make it easy for readers to buy and find your work. This may be more of an adjustment than a method, but it's so important to make it easy for potential readers to buy your work. My Amazon product page is just a few clicks away from my Twitter profile and blog. Quite often I'll see a writer advertising their work or mention it in their profile, but there's no external link. Some writers dabble in a link tree, and I tend to use universal links via BookLinker. As long as potential readers can get to your product page easily, someone will buy eventually. Having a pinned tweet or post is also a great spot to place your works. Show up regularly to stay visible. Much like I say a lot of the time, consistency is all you really need to find success as a creative online. And time is your friend here. Social media moves quickly, and so it's important to show up and remind people you exist over that time. This is our greatest struggle, but it can be made easier by being there every day, shouting into that void. Not so long ago, I had a handful of social media followers and my posts were hardly seen by anyone. But now, after many years of simply showing up, I've figured out what my following enjoys and have not stopped growing since. Don't give up. While there are plenty of useful things to try here above everything, not giving up matters. Those who do keep going will overcome sales droughts and low following counts or any other challenges along the way. Trial and error over time will help you decide what works best, and it's okay to try new things. Thank you for watching. Good luck with all of your book marketing efforts on social media. Peace out. Rock and roll, man.